2018. All the money printer and low interest rate environment failed to produce an inflationary scenario for the Federal Reserve. They were stuck at the lower bound of zero. They were like, what the hell do we do? They raised it up to 2.5%, pissed the markets off, started lowering rates, definitely was going into recession. But what saved the day? COVID. COVID-induced recession. What did they get? Unusual and exigent circumstances and the use of these 13-3 powers. I don't know how many people know this. Probably very few know what's about ready to happen next, because this is the point, right? We got 160 people watching with 65 likes. Continue to hit that like button. We're going to get this stuff broke down tonight, right? I think you'll agree that today we face circumstances that are both exigent and unusual, yeah? These facilities are supported with money invested by the Department of Treasury, drawing on appropriations of more than $450 billion. Think about this. This is these lending facilities that would never have existed unless it was an unusual and exigent circumstances are now deploying $450 billion into them. Right? By the Congress of CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, right? The CARES Act, for the specific purpose of investing in the Fed programs to sustain the flow of credit to households, firms, and communities during the coronavirus pandemic. Here it comes, guys. This is it. Now, those of you who have followed me on this channel, listening to the credible threat theory, know what's about ready to be said, because you've heard me say this so many times. If you're new to this channel and you've never heard about the credible threat theory, think about what it is that this guy is about ready to tell us. This is a Federal Reserve governor. I think he was a governor. Wait, president, governors? I don't know. What difference does it make, right? Richard Clarida, Fed governors, right? Okay. This is what he has to say about this lending facility. Their unusual and exigent circumstances has given them the ability to fund these things with hundreds of billions of dollars. With these facilities, we are providing a bridge by stepping in and supporting the lending throughout the economy until the recovery takes hold. Saying, hey, we need to give you guys this money. People are making up excuses. They're like, oh, yeah, ma'am. They're already, I can tell. Like, I can feel it through the video right now. The people on the other side are trying to make up excuses for why they were doing this and all that. Listen, man, this right here is why they were doing it. For no other reason. It wasn't to put money anywhere other from your pocket into their pocket. This is how they did it. We are providing a bridge by stepping in and supporting the lending throughout the economy until the recovery takes hold. These programs are designed to offer a backstop source of funding to the private sector. We're offering a backstop source to the private sector. And just the announcement that these backstop facilities would soon be launched appears to have bolstered the capital markets, allowing many companies to finance themselves privately even before the facilities were up and running. You hear that? The credible threat of these facilities was enough. They didn't even launch them yet, and they were already funded. The market did it themselves. Just the credible threat alone that they were about ready to go out and buy all this corporate debt got the market to go out there and buy it all ahead of them. Trying to front run the Fed. Get into that market, buy up that corporate debt, thinking that the Federal Reserve was going to be buying it and that they would be able to sell all this corporate debt to the Federal Reserve. It didn't matter. Everybody rushed into it. Corporate debt shot through the roof and the yields dropped dramatically. And the corporations gorged on all kinds of cheap debt, loaded up on cash, and it was the markets that did it themselves based on a credible threat that the Federal Reserve had launched a corporate debt lending facility. They didn't even put any money in it yet. They did eventually buy some corporate debt, kept the credible threat going, but ultimately they didn't need to do anything at all. Just the establishment of this was enough.